All right, guys, I've got a collaboration game coming up now with me and James from Chess Goals. And so we take on a bot. I think it's Alexandra Botez, I think. And so it's a really fun game and a slight clash of styles as well, but enjoy it. And yeah, there's a bit of chess chat in there as well. James has just managed to hit the lofty heights of 1800 in his rapid. And so we talk about, the ways of growing and stuff like that. I'm going to link to a video of his as well in the description. So enjoy the game.
Hi guys, welcome. I've got Ben here with me today, Chess Boot Camp. Today we're going to be taking on Andrea. You know her, the 1800 Andrea Botez, celebrity Twitch streamer. Let's get into this challenge match. Me and Ben working together. Let's see how we do.
Yeah. So James, you're 1806 rapid, right? That's your rapid rating.
Yeah, just been on a big spike, but I'm bound to come down any time now.
Okay, so we've got a Piet's defense. So in the video that I did with Craig the other day, we both agreed that we just play d4 here, grab the center, and play chess from this position. There's really not. Yeah. I looked at something the other day called the delayed spike attack against this.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard about that, or the Chinese opening, but I haven't looked into it at all.
Okay. Here I just play like another pawn in the center, get greedy with it.
Yeah. So we're expecting Andrea to play bishop g7, fianchetto the bishop. She'll want to play the knight out to f6 at some point.
Yeah.
Our pawn on d4 is going to be defended. So yeah, what's the plan? f4 and castle short.
Yeah.
Because castling long with that fianchetto bishop on that side, don't know.
I tend not to worry in these positions because it's like development sort of sorts itself out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you just develop, like, everything will be covered, it'll be fine. Like
So you're not thinking about strategically at this point in time. It's more a case of develop principles, control the center, and then we play chess.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
So I don't know. Do you fancy knight or pawn? Either one.
Easy.
I think we can still play this,
isn't it? And she can't really stop you playing the pawn out. Okay, so then let's attack an e4. So bishop d3 or knight c3 defends that.
I really want to play this move, so I'd say that.
Okay, yeah.
Because we always want to get the knight out behind the pawn, guys. So we've got more flexibility. We can smash the pawn out in the center. We can,
So c4 now?
Yeah, I say so.
There's no rush, is there? Because the thing is, so Andrea here is playing a hypermodern type of approach without contesting the center, but has instead invested moves in fianchettoing that bishop with the idea of fighting for the center later on in the game. So we are responding in kind by saying, thank you very much, we will grab the center and then we'll fight. So hostilities haven't really opened yet, have they?
No. So I think an easy move is this knight move.
Yeah.
But we need to have a big think about this bishop. Where does this bishop go?
Well, one classic strategy is to try and trade off your dark square bishop for the fianchetto dark square bishop. So, for example, you might go like bishop e3, queen d2, and then try and trade off. But here we've got some tension already with the c5 d4 pawns.
Yeah, and commonly when you go here to prepare that idea, they hit you with this move, the knight, just trying to attack the bishop. So
now, if you allowed that and then recapture with the f pawn, because you haven't castled yet. Either way, even if you have castled, capturing towards the center with the f pawn is maybe no bad thing.
Yeah, nice, spicy. Open up that rook, get attacking. So we could just leave this here. If they take, we recapture the knight. We could just castle.
So what's your instinct? What's your thought process here? What would you normally play in a competitive game?
Well, taking. They have to take away from the center as well. It opens up their queen a little bit too much. I was just looking. Do we have like check winning their queen?
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's nothing there.
And the queen's by rook. So would you consider d5?
It looks very solid, and we just take a space advantage. But this is more tempo-y. Like we're just getting more developed, and if they take, we centralize a knight. So either this or this looks fine to me.
Yeah. So if you castle and then trade pawns in the middle, white has a significant development lead with three minor pieces developed and castled versus 2 minor pieces and castled. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What would you play, Ben?
I'd also consider e5. I think it's worth a thought.
Yeah.
It might be premature trying to do a kind of a pawn break like that before you've castled your king.
Yeah, but how do they actually attack the king? See, I think I ruled it out for that reason, but how do they actually attack it? Maybe we could. This. See, if here, they can take here. And then if we take, they take. And then our knights just hit.
Well, then you can capture the knight and threaten the bishop as well. So if e5, c takes d4, e takes knight, you're then threatening the bishop, and black can't lose that bishop.
Yeah, just give away the knight and then take that.
Yeah. And then let her capture on b2, stick your bishop on b2, and she's on a skewer then.
I quite like it, Ben. Let's try it. Let's get spicy.
Oh.
Okay. All right. There's a lot of tension now.
Yeah.
So what if we just attack this knight again? Is my first thought. Like it looks a little bit stuck.
h6 would be bad. Can't go to e3. So here I'd just be colouring in squares merrily.
Yeah.
So what's she got other than taking on d4 and attacking our knight? You've also got you haven't got a discovery by the queen because it's defended by bishop there.
I actually like that though, Ben. Even if they take, we get their knight, they get our knight. We double isolate these pawns here, but we've got this open rook as well. I don't know. That's
you get and you haven't castled, which is very interesting. You've also got knight g5 ideas at some point.
We might have some king safety issues. I think this.
Go on, spice up your life.
Yeah, they go for that.
Okay. So her knight is still on prise. We've just effectively dropped a pawn, right?
Yeah.
They are 2 very nice squares for our knight. So it's a big decision, isn't it? Do we want to trade knights or centralize? She's going to have to retreat anyway.
I say we just take this pawn. But then they take this. And their bishop becomes quite a lot better. So maybe we do play in full gambit fashion here. Give away. The only thing I'm not liking is it's not that we're down a pawn, it's that we're double isolating these 2 pawns here.
Yeah. And like you say, king safety is then, where's that king going to go?
Yeah.
If we open up the H file. Yeah. We might end up playing like king f1. Something horrible like that.
Yeah. Take it.
H file looks really sexy though.
Yeah. Let's open it up.
And if you always got b3 as well. How about b3 pawn pushes? Hang on. We've still got a knight, a pawn on e5 blocking the bishop, because otherwise you could lose your rook.
This opens up their bishop quite a lot.
Yeah. And black also has 2 attackers on e5 too.
Yeah, I mean, this pawn is a goner, isn't it? Unless we push. I really don't want to recapture here and double these pawns, but this does look natural. But then after this, here, they get these double pawns.
We're already a pawn down. So I think we almost have to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah, I say this.
In a situation like this, you more or less have to attack, don't you? Also, our pawn on g4 is hanging.
Yes, yeah.
So how about g5? Is that just insane?
And if they take, we take here. This might be all right. I'd love to defend this pawn.
Moving the knight defends it.
Yeah, but then they take
g5,
this.
you're threatening to capture on h7, but then you'll probably get kicked back. You think with h6?
This looks actually quite aggressive. Maybe we're trying to get the queen over.
Oh, yeah. But what if h6? Kick.
H6. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe this, like you said. And if they take, we're very happy to just get the bishop on the nice diagonal.
Yeah.
All right, let's try that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Big moments here, guys. Yes, so they just pin. So we can create a counter threat here. Stepping out of the pin.
Looking at b7.
Hitting this.
Yeah.
And if they take, I think we're just happy to recapture.
I reckon.
Yeah, I think we got to get the queen out of the way, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean it it prevents pawn to b3.
Yeah, it does. But we're going to capture this anyway.
Yeah, she's going to have to respond. Yeah.
Okay. So they don't defend this pawn, saying that if we take, they sort of kick our queen. We go here.
No, the knight hangs.
Oh yeah.
You take the pawn, the knight hangs. So
here.
Yeah.
But this game is not going to be settled by this pawn. It's about this, isn't it? It's
yeah.
So maybe taking this pawn, not for the sake of the pawn, but because maybe we're getting our queen to here eventually.
But she's got a lot of control on e5 then, and your queen is in line with that bishop.
Yeah.
That mean bishop. So you'd have to worry about e4. Not e4. D takes e5. She's got 3 attackers on that pawn.
Which does also hit the bishop. So we've got this or this. I think this, at least queen defends bishop. If takes, we have to move the queen again. Here. Need to get castled here, don't we?
Yeah, so maybe take the pawn. You could also, I don't know, I'm just looking at bishop f4 now as well. But that's kind of pointless because you're still under defended on e5. Yeah, because it's attacked by pawn, knight, and bishop. So that doesn't achieve anything, does it?
No. This pawn is a goner. Unless we capture. Queen develops though, hits the bishop. What about just if this, and then we're ready to castle?
Or queen takes c3 first and then develop and castle.
Yeah.
What I worry about queen c3 is d takes e5, and then she's got e4 with a double attack, a discovery on the queen and attacking the knight.
Yeah.
Oh, but actually, you could trade. No, you couldn't.
I think we got to get developed then.
Okay. Then if takes there.
For this.
Is pawn c3 solid at this point? Yes, you've got double isolated pawns.
But the bishop's still hanging at the end. Once they capture, queen sees the bishop. But I think this move, Ben, just to try get castled. Got to line up with the queen there.
Okay, go on then. Flying by the seat of my pants here.
Yeah, this is a bit dodgy, guys.
Now the pawn stops you from castling, so
this.
bishop e4 blocks the pawn, blocks the bishop. Yeah. Queen takes b2. No, I'm light square bishop. Queen takes b2. D takes e5. Light square bishop to e4. Defends your knight again.
There, yeah.
Hits that knight. And then you've maybe got ideas of queen b7 with two attackers on the knight.
b7.
I think you can go ahead, yeah. I think you can go ahead and capture the queen. Then bishop e4 then. Light square bishop to e4. Gets out of line of the queen. Yeah. Prevents the pawn push on the e-file, which makes that dark square bishop bad.
Yeah.
But then positionally, she's going to have to think, I don't know, F pawn break looks really, really risky for black as well. I think take.
Okay.
I think we can survive. Oh, knight takes. Hang on. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop e4. Bishop e4 now, knight takes knight, g takes. Then we've got horrible pawns, but quite interesting bishops.
Ben, I'm missing the point of this bishop e4 move.
Well, currently it's undefended.
If this, they take here.
You also lined up with the rook on a8. Oh, yeah, yeah. You got bishop d4 as well. You've looked at that a couple of times, haven't you?
If this, we take. I mean, I'd just take this instantly with that. I don't know why.
If bishop takes, bishop d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And if pawn takes, bishop e4. Go on then. Let's do it.
Okay.
Or none of the above.
So that's a check. So here, but then that's check.
Now we've just captured with the knight. Wow. Didn't even think about that possibility.
No. So yeah, king here is looking a little dodgy, but maybe pawn up in the future, kick the bishop, king here, rooks, doubling up. It would be the optimistic plan.
So do you find that, because I'm interested in learning a bit about your journey to 1800, because last time we did a collaboration, you were in about the 1500 then 1600 thing.
Yeah.
What's changing? What's changed from 1500 to 1800? And do you think do you find yourself considering candidate moves now that a year ago you wouldn't even have crossed your mind? Or do you think you've always had like all the cards on the table?
I just think there was a lot of clutter in my mind back then.
Mm-hmm.
With like, do I play like in this position when I first started out? I'd be like, oh, do I play? Let's pretend it's not check. I'd be like, oh, do I play pawn here, or this pawn here, or this? Oh, there's all these random moves. This, and you don't know what to do. But like now, it's more like there's two moves in my head, and it's got to be one of them two. And
right, interesting. So it's almost like you're saying that you're discounting moves quicker.
Well, my brain doesn't even conjure them up.
Oh, right, interesting. Okay.
It's not complicated in my brain. It's just like your brain thinks, oh, it's either that or that. So you just calculate there's two variants.
Okay, so your candidate moves right now: King F1, Bishop D2.
I mean, this is check, and then we have to go.
Then you have to trade queens, because otherwise,
yeah, sure.
That forces. Okay.
So I think here.
Okay.
But now, do we have to trade queens anyway? Can't defend the rook.
Yeah, because like if Queen C1, Queen takes Rook, trade off your whole Rook down, aren't you?
Yeah. So we sort of forced. So this is not good, guys. Got no choice. Is there anything else? No, I think we've got to.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the situation here? We're just down 2 pawns in an endgame. Not the best, but they have got these double pawns, so maybe we could say we're only down 1 pawn, but then we've got these.
I'm still liking this Bishop E4 idea. You haven't got to move your Rook yet, but if you block that pawn, you are seriously hampering that dark square bishop, almost taking it out the game. Yeah. And then you're attacking B7, pinning the B pawn against the Rook. Then you've got Rook B1.
Yeah, I like that thinking, Ben. Killing this bishop.
That's really important. And I don't think an F pawn break, I mean, we should consider it if she makes an like F6 or F5. You've also got tempo winning F3 against the bishop. So I don't think it's over. I don't think we're in a hopeless position because we've got a lot of dynamism here. But I think, Bishop E4 is compulsory.
Yeah, it's just whether we throw in F3 first. But then they might go here.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's try this.
She could go there anyway. Yeah, she could. Okay. Hitting undefended pawn.
Push it.
I mean, that pawn's totally isolated. It's not going to...
Take, but then they hit the bishop with the rook.
What about then Bishop D5? Bring it back, trade it off.
Yeah.
We maybe improve the pawn slightly as well.
Yeah.
Down one pawn. Oh, hang on, but okay, how about if e5 then?
That's check. Oh no, that's check, isn't it?
So rook c1.
Or push and then try. Well,
If you push, she's still got bishop c4 check, then king g1 or king e1.
this and they take, we take.
But then you've unleashed her dark square bishop again, which is kind of why we just played the last move.
Yeah. So this.
Then b5 ideas and discovery against the a2 pawn as well. But that c pawn's got no future other than to be a hero. You know what I mean? It's either going to die or he's going to save the game.
Yeah. So we defend it.
Yeah. Ow. The first thing that springs to mind is a4, a5, a6.
Look at these bishops, though, guys.
Monsters.
Yeah. A4, yeah. That. And if takes, I mean, that's good thinking, man. I like that.
That's the first thing that sprang to mind.
Yeah.
And you've really neutralized that dark square bishop as well, which I really like. Your light square bishop is pretty much sticking where it is right now, but it is in a very dangerous position.
I think king here.
Connect your rooks somehow.
Yeah, king here is always really useful. And maybe we can double up.
Rooks, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, this 3 moves away. Let's say if this here, just cracking it. If we could just double, even if we lose this pawn and double these two, like that would be a win.
A pawn dash isn't going away though, so king e2 might be sensible.
Okay.
Connect the rooks, slightly improve your king. Get it towards the center.
They've got that.
You see, if you played a4, she had that anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've wasted tempo now. Is rook b1 playable? The pawn's pinned, can't move.
Oh, yeah, they take. So I'm thinking king here. If check here, king here.
Yeah. For some reason, my brain automatically goes king f3, kind of go to the hide behind the protection of pieces. But, you have to be pragmatic, don't you, with chess? So is the king on c3 pretty safe? It is lined up with the bishop and also with a pawn that's blocking.
Yeah, this we take on passant. They go here. They're trying to open up this bishop, but
she's going to have to try that at some point.
Yeah. What if just rook here, and well, no, we can't really come in, can we? Can't come to any of these squares.
I'm just looking at bishop e6 as well, the dark square bishop. Controls d8, the open file. Blocks the pawn off. The rook on a8 is then completely stuck.
Oh, we've got it, Ben. There it is. This, defend the pawn. And we've got like an outposted bishop here.
So, yeah, that's a gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the plan.
First thought is f3 and trade bishops, leaving a pawn on e4, stopping that. She really wants to get that bishop into the game, and we can't allow it.
I like that thinking, Ben. Yeah. There's also just develop the king.
Yeah. King e3, use your king to block. But then what if... Okay, so if bishop takes e4, king takes e4, f5 played, you've got one en passant, but then the king is going to be hit.
Yeah, so pawn.
Yeah.
Or just double their pawns. but then they get out. So yeah, let's go for that.
Well, having said that, there's no targets on that diagonal anymore.
Does make our pawn structure bad as well, but
yeah, c5.
Yeah, or improve the king or bring a rook.
Oh, the pawn is defended, isn't it? So
yeah, I think rook here, rook here. Or this, just lock it in. And you know the sexiest thing then about this position.
Go on.
Is bishop covers this square.
Yeah.
So they cannot ever have the open file. So they're going to sack the rook.
Really?
I think
rook
so.
d1 is my first thought now.
Yeah, here.
I think it's just so principled, isn't it? There's an open file. There's one open file on the board. Control it, and she's lifted her rook now.
But this rook is nice here, and this rook is no longer needed to defend this pawn. So maybe
rook c d1.
But then if takes, we get these two open rooks. Yeah. Okay, this is starting to look pretty nice, isn't
it? Do you assess her rook on a8 as a bad rook?
No. This one's the really bad one, isn't it?
Okay. So rook d8 forcing an exchange of rooks, is that? But then you bring your bishop off its lovely square. Is the threat of the bishop or rook d7 now? Rook d7, you're hitting two undefended pawns.
Yeah. I mean that's where we're going, but we'd probably take here first.
But then e takes, reinstating her pawns, and that removes one of the undefended pawns.
Yes, okay.
And she can defend the b7 pawn with a rook on b8. So if you go in now with a rook, you definitely get a pawn. But if she takes that's going to be horrible. Free stuff.
And
undefends the rook. Not that you can really attack it.
I mean, it's got to be this and this.
Oh. Would she trade a rook for a bishop and a pawn?
Yeah. I don't really want to let her as well.
How about rook at a7 and hit the other pawn? She can't defend it.
No, she can't.
We've got her. I think we've turned this around, my friend. But this is the point at which you have to say to yourself,
no,
don't get overexcited.
But look at this.
Oh yeah.
Here?
Hang on.
Here.
Yeah.
So maybe we use the king. If here, this.
Yes. The phrase, Jesus Christ Harmon, you're embarrassing my rook, springs to mind. You watched the Queen's Gambit, yeah?
Yeah. My brain's gone.
He's down now.
It's over now.
It might be. I mean, you could run the analysis and see what we missed, because that could be informative.
Okay. I really struggle with like you saying the squares, because I just don't know the squares. So the whole time I'm just trying to think, what is E4? It's so embarrassing. Because I just literally use arrows on my channel.
So you work spatially, yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like it's going to give us an edge. Can you go on review? Let's look at the graph on that. Click the review tab, and I feel like we had an edge. Oh, just. And then we blundered.
Yeah.
Wow.
This was dodgy. This was you, Ben. You wanted to play this.
Was that my fault, was it?
I wanted to be principled and castle. But then you were like the devil. You were like the devil on my shoulder there. Like, oh, this looks spicy, and I was like, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah, definitely Vindaloo.
Yeah. Oh, why is it's just the classic thing. We're opening up the center when we've not fully developed. It's just
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
we thought we were above opening principles there, Ben.
And now we're -3. Oh,
Thanks
yeah,
for
-3.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't like
we
this.
rallied, didn't we, in the middle?
These were my moves. These two. I thought queen here, this. Just develop. It like take. And there's no way we're blocking with a queen. I mean, we've got to try to keep pieces on the board, but then we had to trade anyway.
Yeah, that was forced.
Yeah.
I wanted you to move the other rook across and give up the H file. We had that discussion.
Yeah.
That's inaccuracy. I love that move.
I did. That was so nice. I'm just so sad we hung the rook. So why was that a blunder? Oh, because we went like this, and that obviously underfeathered the bishop.
Trading. Okay, so the pawn by the to the left of the king, if you don't want to use annotation, is pinned. So G takes, rook takes F. Oh, so G takes the pawn in front of the king, then rook takes. It's saying. Yeah, we just rushed those final moves, didn't we?
I know.
It's like the words "try not to get overexcited" were almost halfway out my mouth.
Yeah.
And we tossed it off.
What does the engine say? It's just
Here it's equal drawing.
Yeah. But this looks nice for white. Like rook over, rook here. Guess bishop defends. Yeah, it probably is a draw.
Yeah, I think we can take a lot of positives from that, though. I think, it's a great example of, yes, finding yourself in a very tricky position, but you doing what you have to do, and I think that is definitely something that just gets better and better with experience, which is being able to read the game. Like we said, there's no point just trying to solidify and coordinate stuff. Sometimes you have to go balls out on the attack.
I think you are more aggressive than me, Ben. I do normally play more solid, but yeah, I'm trying to get more like that, get more aggressive.
Well, this is interesting, and this is something I talk about quite a lot on my channel, is being able to understand when it's time to attack. If you've got a convincing attack, then attacking is the right thing. If you haven't, then don't do what Simon Williams calls premature attaculation. Which is a beginner kind of thing. But sometimes defense is the right thing. Sometimes attack is the right thing. And learning what is the right thing in different positions is the key. Yeah. So what else do you think has changed for you over the last kind of 6-12 months?
Well, I've been just grinding. Like I've been playing most days, and just when I get bored of games, just do some tactics and try and mix it up. Put my brain through different stuff. Like I watch a lot of like lectures on YouTube, like St. Louis Chess Club and stuff like that on like openings that I'm doing. Yeah.
You said you've been really you've really kind of applied yourself to learning your art a bit more recently.
And just analyzing every game. I did do a video on this, like how I doubled my rating. But yeah, just being a big nerd, really, just trying really hard. Like there is a big difference between you just playing and you actually trying your absolute best as well. So I do try my absolute best.
Good stuff. Right. Well, look, I really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed this game. I'm going to point my followers over to your How I Doubled My Rating as well, and I'm going to check that out because that sounds very, very interesting. We don't need to repeat it here, but James, that's been brilliant. Thank you for doing this, and we may be making a bit of an announcement so far. We're not getting married.
No,
No.
Pretty close, but it's not quite.
We'll see. We'll watch his space, guys. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, everyone.